what's up, bro? Oh! Uzi is a super skilled player. That would be a huge asset to our civilization. And yeah, if you want to join our civilization, bro, then we would love to have you, bro.
What makes you think I'm gonna join y'all, bro? Look at y'all three.
What?
Bro, y'all are trash.
Bro, you're in our line.
Yo, bro, y'all gonna suck anyways, bro.
Is anyone next?
I dabble in a little bit of PvP. I dabble in a little bit of grinding.
Wait, so you want to join us?
I don't know though. Loki, you guys kind of trash though.
This went on for a while. Player after player, no skilled fighters wanted to join our civilization, even though we were able to recruit players skilled in building and gathering resources. Important to a civilization, of course, but with my track record, we needed some players that could protect us, and that's not exactly what we were getting.
How you guys feel about crypto?
Is anyone next?
I dabble.
Who's next in line? Is anybody next? Yeah, something needed to change. But thankfully, the most skilled fighters on the server are here right now. Wait, I have an idea. Guitarist, can I talk to you for a second on the side?
Alright.
Let's go. Wait, Willie and Caleb, come forth. Building and gathering resources. So I hear that you guys are the best players in the server, besides like, I mean, maybe Cody's top 5, top 3. But I wanted to ask, do you guys want to join a civilization?
How you guys feel about crypto?
Why would we want to join your server?
Okay, well, I knew you guys would say no. None of the PvPers want to join a civilization. What's that about?
Well, you guys, no one knows who you are. What have you even done on the server?
Wait, I have an idea.
Other than go around and...
on the side?
Alright.
Let's go. Wait, Willie and Caleb, come forth. Building and gathering resources. So I hear that you guys are the best players in the server, besides like, I mean, maybe Cody's top 5, top...
What do we want to join your server?
Okay, well, I knew you guys would say no. None of the PvPers want to join a civilization. What's that about?
Well, you guys, no one knows who you are. What have you even done on the server?
Wait, I have an idea.
Other than go around and...
on the side?
Alright.
Let's go. Wait, Willie and Caleb, come forth. Building and gathering resources. So I hear that you guys are the best players in the server, besides like, I mean, maybe
been done on the server.
Wait, I have an idea.
Other than go around and...
on the side?
Alright.
Let's go. Wait, Willie and Caleb, come forth. Building and gathering resources. So I hear that you guys are the best players in the server, besides like, I mean, maybe
been done on the server.
Wait, I have an idea.
Other than go around and...
on the side?
Alright.
Let's go. Wait, Willie and Caleb, come forth. Building and gathering resources. So I hear that you guys are the best players in the server, besides like, I mean, maybe
been done on the server.
Wait, I have an idea.
Other than go around and...
on the side?
Alright.
Let's go. Wait, Willie and Caleb, come forth. Building and gathering resources. So I hear that you guys are the best players in the server, besides like, I mean, maybe
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
So you were saying you replaced Mike Baker?
Yeah, Mike's a great guy. He was a good officer. He was, he doesn't really talk about his work a lot.
Experience.
Maybe it's because a lot of years have passed, but he was the real deal. I replaced him in Athens, and he had done a lot of preliminary legwork in Athens. Athens was a tough place. At the time,
great guy. He was a
the
good
American
officer.
government spent more money on security in Athens than they spent anywhere else in the world, including Beirut.
Maybe it's because a lot of years have passed.
It was a combination of two things. There were two indigenous Greek groups that were exceedingly dangerous. One was called Revolutionary Organization 17 November. They killed the CIA station chief, 2 U.S. defense attachés, just bad guys all around. The other was called Popular Revolutionary Struggle. And then on top of that, you had Abu Nidal, the Libyans, the PFLP, the PFLP-GC, the DFLP. Everybody was there. Because there was this informal agreement between the Greek government of Andreas Papandreou at the time and these terrorist groups that if you don't kill Greeks, we'll leave you alone. Yeah. But killing Americans wasn't part of the deal, so it was every man for himself.
Wow. Your story is pretty nuts, man.
It's
And your story of getting in trouble and eventually going to prison for something that was what they were doing, what you reported on, was completely legal, and you were completely honest about it. And it was essentially about the U.S. torture program.
Right.
Tell us how this all started. Like, how long had you been involved in the CIA? For something.
Well, by then I had been in the CIA.
What they were doing, what you reported on,
Well,
was completely legal.
by the time I got to Pakistan as the head of counterterrorism operations after 9/11, I'd been in the CIA almost 13 years. And I was responsible for all counterterrorism operations in the country. Al-Qaeda was running out of Afghanistan into Pakistan because we were bombing the daylights out of them. And so my job was to find them and grab them and then just hold them or send them to trial was the original idea. And we were planning at the time for our first big name capture, right? Bin Laden, Ayman al-Zawahiri. We had killed Mohammed Atef. He was the head of what they called military affairs for Al-Qaeda. We killed him at Tora Bora. But then there was Abu Zubaydah. And then there was this unknown person that we later learned was Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. So we were looking for any of these 4 or 5 people. And then there were others, those responsible for the embassy bombings in Africa, the USS Cole bombing. So it just so happened that in February of 2002, we got a lead on Abu Zubaydah, and we captured him. It took us 6 weeks to track him down, and we were close a couple of times. Close where we would bust down the door, and there's like an uneaten, like half-eaten sandwich on the counter, a cigarette still burning. Sometimes we were a day or 2 behind him, but he knew we were looking, and he knew we were close. So we finally got him, and then the question is, what do you want to do with him? And they told me, hang on to him. We're going to send out a plane, and we'll take it from there. So they did, and I wasn't cleared to know what they were going to do with him, just like the guys on the plane weren't clear to know who it was we had captured and why they were taking this guy, where they were taking him. But
Is that all just need to know?
yeah, it's all need to know. In fact, when I got on the plane, 3 FBI agents and I picked him up on this gurney and carried him on the plane. We had to stand him up and maneuver him onto the plane, then we laid him across the luggage rack at the back and tied him down. And one of the guys on the plane, he was dressed completely in black with a black hood on. And he says, "John?" And I said, "Who are you?" And he lifts up his mask, and he's an old boss of mine. And I said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He said, "Oh, I came to take you prisoner." I said, "Where are you taking him?" And he said, "I can't tell you. You don't have a need to know." And I said, "No, that's cool." He said, "Who is he anyway?" I said, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry. You don't have a need to know." He says, "Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, safe travels." And then, your job is to take him from point A to point B, not to become his friend and, get his family story. Just like my job is to catch him and hand him over to the next guy, and it's none of my business where he's going. And so when I got back to headquarters in May of that year, I was just standing in this sandwich line at the CIA cafeteria, and one of the senior guys from the Counterterrorism Center came up to me, very casually, and he said, "Oh, hey, I'm glad I ran into you. I meant to ask you, do you want to be certified in the use of enhanced interrogation techniques?" And I had never heard that term before. This was May of 2002. I said, "Enhanced interrogation techniques, what's that mean?" And he goes, "We're going to start getting rough with these guys." Like that. And I said, "What's that mean?" So he describes these 10 techniques. And I said, "I don't know, man. That sounds like a torture program." And he said, "It's not a torture program. We got it cleared by the Justice Department, and the president signed it." He says, "Think about it." I said, "Yeah, give me an hour. I need an hour to think about it." I walked out of the cafeteria. I went up to the 7th floor, which is the executive floor. And there was a very, very senior officer up there for whom I had worked 10 years earlier in the Middle East. Knocked on his door, no appointment or anything. And I said, "Hey, I need some advice. I was just asked if I wanted to be trained in these enhanced interrogation techniques. What do you think of that?" And he said, "First of all, let's call a spade a spade." He said, "This is a torture program. They can use whatever euphemism they want, but this is a torture program, and torture is a slippery slope." He said, "You know how these guys are. Somebody's going to be a cowboy, they're going to go overboard, and they're going to kill a prisoner. And when that happens, there's going to be a congressional investigation, then there's going to be a Justice Department investigation, and somebody's going to go to prison. Do you want to go to prison? I said, no, I don't want to go to prison. As it turned out, I was the only person who went to prison, but I said, no, I don't want to go to prison. I went back downstairs. I said, listen, I have a moral and ethical problem with this. I think it's illegal, and I don't want any part of it. The funny thing is, I had just captured Abu Zubaydah, who we believed was the number 3 in Al-Qaeda. And I got passed over for promotion. And the reason I got passed over, they said, was because I turned down the training. The head of the Counterterrorism Center said in my promotion panel that I had displayed a shocking lack of commitment to counterterrorism. And then the guy who had given me the advice saw that my name wasn't on the promotion list, and he promoted me out of cycle. So I realized then I was up against something that was going to be tough. And then there was a psychiatrist at the agency whom I had known for years. We are in the same men's group, we went to the same church, and he happens to be both a brigadier general in the Army and a CIA psychiatrist. And he said to me one day, buddy, you know they call you the human rights guy behind your back. And I said, yeah, I don't care. And he said, you know that's not a compliment, right? And I said, Steve, they're wrong about this, and I'm right about it. I said, I'm comfortable with the decision that I made. And I just left it at that. I didn't realize, though, how much I had pissed them off until later on.
So all you had done essentially was stand up for your beliefs, your morals, your ethics, and the law. And you said, I don't want to participate in anything that I know to be illegal.
That was the start. Listen,
but you're standing out against the group.
And I was the only one. I'm almost ashamed to tell you that they asked 14 of us if we wanted to be trained in the enhanced interrogation techniques. I was the only one who said no.
Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you would have to use them. You were just going to be trained in them.
No, they were to use.
And then, but you would be required to use these techniques? So if you were not trained in them, then what would happen? Would that preclude you from ever being involved in any sort of a questioning, interrogation?
Yes, which is funny for a couple of reasons. Number one, there was no such thing at the time as an interrogation class. Right? The FBI has deep, years-long interrogation classes. We never had to interrogate anybody. And in fact, when we started capturing prisoners in Pakistan in January of 2002, I'm like, well, what do you want me to ask him? I cabled headquarters. We caught this guy. What do you want me to ask him? Oh, you'll figure it out. Just go with it. I'm like, okay. So I was working with the Pakistani intelligence service, and I said, listen, I'm usually the good cop. You want to be the bad cop? And he's like, yeah, I'll be the bad cop. So we bring the prisoner out. We're sitting there looking at him. I said, what's your name? He's like, screw you. The Pakistani whacks him across the face. So I say again, what's your name? Listen, buddy, just give me your name. My friend here, he's not in a very good mood. He's not a very nice guy. Just tell me what your name is. Come on. And then they tell you their name.
Stand up.
Yeah. We bring the prisoner out. We're sitting
So,
looking at him. I said, what's your name?
what exactly did you know what enhanced interrogation techniques they were going to implement?
Buddy, just give me your name. My friend here, he's not in a very good mood. He's not a very nice guy. Just tell me what your name is. Come on. And then they tell you
Opportunity to be such a part of my people, so your people. What exactly did you know what enhanced interrogation techniques they were going to implement?
Suitable possibilities, just small to begin with.
Yes, there are a couple we could start with.
I think perhaps the details can wait until I am out of earshot. Rafki is one of my most trusted consultants. He will ensure that everything is running smoothly. And should anything stop running, well, I am certain you will tell me.
Oh, yeah.
I think perhaps the details can wait.
That's it?
That's it.
Gentlemen, come on. Okay. Let's go. Great. All right, Dan. Thank you for your time, Mr. Fager.
Of course. Will ensure that everything is running. Goodbye, Raf. And should anything stop running,
Let your step, kid.
I am certain you will tell me.
Gracias.
You know, Ralph, you should meet my son again. He could show you around.
We already met. All right. Bahamas 2 years ago.
Dale.
Yes, sir.
So,
Goodbye.
Businesses you want invested. These are legitimate enterprises, low profile, cash intensive. I found hands-on a car wash in Strawberry. You want to start there. Meanwhile, I'll run some background checks on a couple of others, potentially very lucrative if you decide to purchase them. Just run them, show them some love, you know? Just keep that cash flow moving. We need a steady, legit revenue stream. Then, I get a tap on the shoulder from Mr. Faber, we make some cash assets off the books, and...
Money laundering. Say it how it is, Mr. Madrazo. I respect that. I do. Old school. Boom.
Anyway, if you choose to go forward, I'll fix what needs to be fixed. You get what I'm saying? I'll take care of the books, you take care of the problems. Mr. Faber says he wants you to be the boss, so hey, you're the boss. Off the books.
You got that? Say it how it is, Mr. Madrazo. I respect that. Okay. Looks like we're here. Yep.
Anyway, if you choose to go forward, I'll fix
Hey,
just one more thing, you know, between us girls. You mention my boss's name to anybody? Anybody? We both end up like his last guy in LS. Dead, obviously.
Think it over, huh? You're young and scared. Good luck. Vámonos.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just one more thing, you know, between us girls. You mention my boss's name to anybody? Anybody? We both end up like his last guy in LS. Dead, obviously.
Think it over, huh? You're young and scared. Good luck. Vámonos.
Yes, sir.
Just one more thing.
Come in, come in. Oh, no, not again. Okay, okay, I know the drill. No, please, I am moving as fast as I can. I swear this happens at least. Come in, come in. Oh, no, not again. Okay, okay, I know the drill. No, please, I am moving as fast as I can.
He's got a weapon! Christ, no! Where'd they go?
Listen, this is Tony Prince. Listen, this is Tony Prince.
Oh my good.
Tony Prince.
Oh my good.
Can emotionally detach themselves from things. Well, I want to bring that attitude to running this state for everybody. Well, everybody I like and can talk down to like a real liberal.
Fernando has a question about education policy. A beautiful...
Can emotionally detach themselves from things. Well, I
All right, let's get you sworn in. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States as interpreted by my immediate superiors in the IAA. My duties may include interrogation, phone tapping, suppressing reports, inventing reports, paying bribes, taking bribes, the trafficking of drugs and arms, the misappropriation of funds, and lying to the American people whenever strategically necessary. So help me God. Superiors in the IAA. I'll take your silence as an enthusiastic consent. Congratulations. Tapping, suppressing reports, inventing reports, paying bribes, taking bribes, the trafficking of drugs and arms, and the misappropriation of funds, and lying to the American people.
Because your first assignment begins immediately.
So help me.
I've sent you some coordinates. Get moving and I'll brief you on the route.
Enthusiastic consent. Congratulations.
Okay, let's start with the publicly available facts.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them around.
Because your first assignment begins immediately. I've sent you some coordinates. Get moving and I'll brief you on the route.
It's coming at you.
With the publicly available facts.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them around. It's coming at you.
my team remote access to Duggan's personal computer. Now, if there's something there that links the Duggans to price fixing, they'll find it. You're going to give my team remote access to Duggan's personal computer. Now, if there's something there that links the Duggans... I've given you access to our standard issue hacking software on your phone. You're probably familiar with the program. We've been going third party with this stuff for years. You're going to give my team remote access to Duggan's personal computer. If there's something there that links the Duggans... I've given you access to our standard issue hacking software on your phone. You're probably familiar with the program. We've been going third party with this stuff for years. Good job. Oh, this data is a smoking gun, and the Duggans' fingerprints are all over it. It doesn't tell us how they're doing what they're doing, but get this. They're striking a deal to acquire something from those clowns at the Bureau. I can't tell what it is exactly, but we need to get our hands on it before the Duggans do. Good job. Oh, this data is a smoking gun, and the Duggans' fingerprints are all over it. It doesn't tell us how they're doing what they're doing, but get this. They're striking a deal to acquire something from those clowns at the Bureau. I can't tell what it is exactly, but we need to get our hands on it before the Duggans do. We have a couple of stops to make. The Duggans have been given 2 collection points by the Bureau. One is at their HQ, the other's at a seized contraband depot across town. You can choose what to hit first. I'll work up some options while you're en route. So, the Bureau HQ might look like it can't be infiltrated, but take it from me, it can. As for the depot, it's essentially just an evidence room. Don't be alarmed, but that shouldn't be a problem. If you're surprised the FIB are tangled up in this, you shouldn't be. There's almost no species of un-American activity the Bureau hasn't undertaken at some point. You ever hear of Steve Haynes? Tip of the iceberg. Okay, we've come up with an access point. And they have external contractors going in and out all day. Some kind of maintenance work. And we set the location of one of their work sites. Find some of their uniforms. I'm obligated to inform you that you have been given a standard-issue GPS tracking device. Nothing personal, just so we can follow your progress. Look out!